Hi, I'm Hazel, and this is a guide to the Alleria fight in the Voidspire on normal and heroic difficulty. This is our final boss of the Voidspire, so it's only right that we've got 3 phases and 2 intermissions to deal with. We start out fighting 3 big adds. They will stick near their spots, so there is no grouping them up. They do raid damage when left alone, so put 1 tank on Morium, send the second to Demiar, and move a free tank to Varellus as soon as the first add dies. The raid can move together and kill 1 add at a time. Each of these adds has 1 special move. Morium's is a tank buster called Dark Hand. That does a big hit and a knockback, so watch the edge if you're tanking. Demiar does Interrupting Tremor, which will kick any active casts when it finishes. Keep an eye out and don't get spell locked. And then Varellus has a 15-yard AoE, just get out. So the catch here is each add starts out immune to death. We gotta hit the add with a Silver Strike arrow to break its umbral tether and allow it to be killed. The silver arrow targets a few players with straight line attacks, and the add will actually highlight when you're aiming at it correctly. It doesn't matter if you're in front of or behind it as long as it's in the path of your arrow. Hit each big add with one of those, and otherwise just avoid hitting friends. Meanwhile, we've also got goopy little void droplets. Bring those on top of the add that you're fighting. The splashes they do will increase damage taken by anything they touch, so stacking them on the add helps us kill it faster. If any players do accidentally pick up stacks of Corrupting Essence, healers can dispel it off. Grasp of Emptiness is a projectile attack that gets linked to a player. Both the circle and the projectiles do damage. What makes this cool is the linked player can move to aim the projectiles. It's a bit like drawing a weapon. Point those as best as you can away from people, and everyone else can dodge. Void Expulsion is an AoE to dodge that leaves puddles. It looks a little bit like a soak, but it is not. Do not stand in this. These spawn near ranged, so if your floor is a mess, you can try baiting them out of the way. Null Corona is a massive heal absorb you'll see throughout the fight. It'll go onto a couple of people and just needs to be healed off. If it's dispelled, the remaining absorb jumps to someone else, so just leave it be and heal it, unless the target is in grave danger. Once our 3 big boys have died, it's time for the first intermission. Don't bother hitting the boss, she's immune. Your job is to not get sucked into the middle. Silver arrows will fire out from the center, avoid those. If you are really struggling with how strong the suck in is, you can stand in 1 arrow to reset it. After that's done, it's time for phase 2. Alleria will summon a Rift Simulacrum, tank that at least 25 yards away from her. Void Link copies damage done between Alleria and her Simulacrum. This is a split cleave situation. If you can dot both, do it. That add will whack its tank with Rift Slash, stacking up a debuff, tank swap around 3 stacks. The add will also shield itself with Cosmic Barrier, doing raid damage while the shield lasts. Damage off this shield to give your healers a break. Undying Voidspawn adds will land in and try to cast. Interrupt their Void Barrage to group them up and cleave them down. In order for them to die, we need to hit them with more silver arrows. This time, fancy ones that bounce between players. Take a look at the graphic and try to line up the silver path over Voidspawn adds so they can die. Don't bother aiming at the Simulacrum, it won't do anything. Volatile Fissure will burn you if you step on these bright blue bits of floor. Don't cross floor sections until you have to, and don't loiter on the gaps. When the Simulacrum dies, we get another intermission. This is exactly like the first one, just with some extra orbs to dodge. Fight the pull, live, and it's time for phase 3. Now, this phase is a little like Sylvanas. We fight her on a third of the floor at a time and have to escape to clean floor when she fills it up with void. Aspect of the End tethers 3 players to arrows. They need to run out of their ring to snap their tether. The first break should go ASAP, and then stagger out the other 2 a little to let the healers catch up. Don't wait too long, it will hurt more the longer you wait. There are still absorbs to heal and void arrows to aim. When it's time to jump ship to another part of the room, run into a feather, make sure you got the buff, and then jump over the edge. You must have the buff, and you must actively jump. On normal, that's it. On heroic, we've got a couple of changes. There will be more puddles spawning on Heroic, so the floor will fill faster. The silver arrows in the intermissions will now debuff you for 8 seconds, making you take way more damage from a second one. If you take 2 arrows within 8 seconds during the Heroic intermissions, you are most likely extremely dead. And that's it, at least in the Dungeon Journal. If there's any surprises, please help your fellow raiders out and drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, I've got more raid guides if you want them, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!